Let us now consider the topic for action research for Standard 9 for the year 2021-22. The topic given is immunity boosters. In pandemic year, we have come across the importance of immunity, and we found that it is relevant that the children come across learning what is immunity and is it possible to strengthen it? Does it happen overnight? Or we have to take consistent measures, or we have to follow a certain lifestyle to maintain our immunity. They also should understand how we should not get carried away by the advertisements. Is it possible that our immunity building can happen at our home, that is from the ingredients that are available in our kitchen or seasonally available in the market? Students should be able to take rational decisions. This is what the thought behind giving this topic for action research this year. Now let us see what the students have to do and how they can go ahead with the action research project with the topic immunity boosters. There are several examples given in the write-up. At the same time, in pandemic years, we have been getting information through print media, electronic media, WhatsApp, and several other sources. We also have been observing people around us, taking special measures. There might be people consuming certain vitamins, there might be people consuming some kadhas. Children have to select any one of those and study in detail. Study in detail means what? They can find out information about how the selected immunity booster works for the individual, whether it forms coat on the tissues or it has got some other ways by which it protects us. Okay, what are the physiological effects of the immunity booster that we have selected? At the same time, they should be aware of the side effects of the immunity boosters, if any. Whether there is any particular season in which we can freely go ahead with it. For example, when the pandemic started, it was the summer season, and people developed side effects when they consumed too much of cloves and all those things. So whether any particular season is there, who can consume it, whether the immunity booster under study can be freely used by individuals of all ages or genders, or people having any kind of physiological disorders, like whether it can be consumed by diabetics, people having BP, or any of such things. Also, just because it is going to boost immunity, that does not mean that we can consume it in large quantities. Okay, so we must know about the dosage, or whether we can have it in any season, and all this information we should collect about the immunity booster. Going ahead with our studies, we may find out if anybody around us is using it as a measure to boost their immunity. We may prepare a questionnaire and find out about people who are going ahead or following that particular immunity booster. You may talk to people around you. You may talk to medical professionals whether people consuming a particular thing or following a particular way of exercising or something of that sort really helps in boosting the immunity or no. So this kind of factual information or the opinions of the people and the experiences of the people, you can gather information about it. Okay, and you will analyze the data and conclude about the effective way of utilizing that immunity booster. In this project, we also want the students to understand and write about their insight that they have developed while reading about immunity, the process of development of immunity, as well as the world of immunity boosters. Okay, they have collected so much of information, and from that they must have come to certain conclusions, or rather they might have gained certain learnings. So their opinions are very important and they can be mentioned, or rather they need to be mentioned somewhere in their write-up. It can be in the beginning, in the introductory part, or in the end, in the concluding part of your project report. Okay, now comes the time of one example. Several examples are mentioned in the write-up, but one title we may consider is Study of Effectiveness of Traditional Use of Turmeric and Jaggery in Controlling Throat Infections. Many a times, right from our childhood, we know that our grandparents or our mother, if we are coughing very badly or we are not able to sleep because of the consistent cough, our mother immediately mixes little turmeric powder in jaggery and prepares small balls of it and tells us to keep it in our mouth. And magically, we are able to enjoy a peaceful sleep because we don't cough anymore. We need not go and buy certain tablets from outside to control this cough, this kind of throat infection. This is a time tested medicine which is used at home. The probable hypothesis for this title can be traditional use of turmeric and jaggery is effective in control of throat infections. What can be the methodology? We can find information about role of turmeric and jaggery separately in reducing the symptoms as well as controlling the infection. Now, what do I mean by this? It is like whether turmeric individually or jaggery individually can bring about the same effect as the turmeric and jaggery balls that are prepared. Whether the two components are complementary to each other, like you can say that they give the added effect in controlling the symptoms or controlling the infection. Okay, as told earlier, we can find out the data from people who follow use of turmeric and jaggery in controlling the symptoms of cough. Okay, and we can find out information about whether it is controlling only the symptoms or no medicine is required at all. It acts as a medicine also. Okay, so this is what we can go ahead with the topic study of effectiveness of traditional use of turmeric and jaggery in controlling the throat infections. Remember, several other examples like Jalaneti or Anulom Vilom or yogic practices are mentioned along with use of spices, condiments, so many things, so many examples are mentioned in the write-up. But remember, it is not mandatory for you to select any one of those. You can prepare project on any topic that fits into the main theme, and this is what you are supposed to do. Don't go out for survey. Take care. You may use E options for this purpose. Be safe. How will be the interview for this round conducted? Well, you need to present your work in front of panel members, for which you need to keep 2 copies of your project report ready, one original and one black and white Xerox copy. If you have done your project work, you will be the best. So do not by heart any speech. You should be able to explain what you have done in a nutshell. For further discussion, be familiar with terms used by you in your project report. Be positive. Your efforts are always appreciated. Words of wisdom by judges will help you in future. Don't carry any charts, models, etc. Be in touch with our website for all your queries. Revisit www.msta.in anytime you have any doubts. MSTA has very interesting science activity for gifted children like you. It is conceptual science learning through experiments, field trips, etc., where we discuss science. Do find out about Science Enrichment Program SEP on our website. For students of 5th standard going to 6th, we have a one-day workshop for science experiments, a fun-filled experience indeed. Thank you.